Okay, guys, today I'll be giving you the best optimal settings for PC, console. Doesn't matter what platform you're on, these settings will help you a lot. If you're a new player, stick around. I'll give you some tips and tricks as well. And yeah, so today you want to go in your settings, all right? And you want to go towards the top of gameplay. Now, interact prop style, if you're a new player, I recommend keeping this on default, okay? When you keep yours on default, it's basically going to give you the description of the item that you're trying to pick up. As you can see here, the thermite grenade, it tells you, okay, this thermite creates a horizontal wall of flames. I only recommend having this on if you are a new player. If you're already experienced at this game, put it on compact due to the fact that it makes everything look visually cleaner and it helps you a lot. You know, when you're trying to pick up things or you're trying to seize things, there's no box in your way. You can just pick up the things. You already know what everything does in this game if you played this game before or if you have experience amount of hours in this game. So I have mine on compact because I played this game since 2019, so I already know what everything is and what everything does. Button hints, I have mine off. It's a very personal preference. If you want to keep yours on, you can do that, but I like the clean look of no buttons, no nothing on my screen, because I already know what to click for anything. I already know. I played this game for, like I said, already a long time. I know the click, you know, my Y button to switch weapons, or hold down Y to pull out my fist. I already know all that, so I don't need that on. If you want to have it on, go ahead, but like I said, it's personal preference. Crosshair damage feedback, this right here, I would recommend having this off. Some people have it on X due to the fact that they throw nades and you want to see if the nade it actually hit something. For me personally, I don't need this on because A is less visual clutter in my, you know, when I'm looking or shooting at someone, there's less visual clutter in my face. And B, if I throw a nade, I'm going to look at that nade's direction or even look at my damage numbers and my kill feed to see if I even hit anything. If I didn't hit anything, then I didn't hit anything. So I don't need that on. I have mine off. Damage numbers, this is a big one. Have yours on stacking, okay? Stacking is the best one, and I'll tell you why. If you're a new player, have it on stacking, okay? And the reason you need to have it on stacking is because when you're shooting a target, right? Say for instance, if I shoot this dummy right here, okay? As you can see, the numbers at the top, or not the top, but on the right hand side, it added up. And if you have yours on floating, look, it doesn't add up. It just tells you in the individual bullets and what the damage is. So you would have to, you know, in your head, like, okay, he's half health. But when you're trying to communicate to your teammates, you're not really being specific. So yeah, it's better to have it on stacking, okay? Stacking, it's less visual clutter, and in this game you need as less visual clutter, especially on console, because console, you guys don't really have the best, you know, visuals. It's not visually appealing on console like it's on PC. But my PC right now looks like this because I turn all my graphics off. I don't really need them. I like to have more frames anyway. So if you're a new player, have it on stacking. It will help you a lot with knowing how much damage you're doing to an opponent. Ping opacity, have this on default. Don't have it on faded, there's no point. Obituaries, have this on. You need to see the kill feed, and this is a big tip coming up as well. You need to be able to see the kill feed, especially play ranked. It will help you a lot to make better decisions while pushing fights. Minimap rotation, have this off. If you have yours on, it's going to be a lot more confusing, especially if you're a new player, to find out where the ring is and where the circle is. It's a lot more confusing because, you know, usually you're paying attention to your mini map, and if it's not stagnant, then it's going to be a lot more confusing. So have this off, guys. There's no point of having it on. Weapon auto cycle on empty, have this off, and I will tell you why. Because if you have yours on, what it will do is, say for instance, if you shoot your opponent, right, you waste all the bullets in this mag that I have in my hand, it's 17 bullets, and you have a secondary. Let me pick up a different gun, hold on. And then if you have a secondary, what it's going to do is, because you already know in your brain, if you played the shooters before, first person or third person, you know when you're out of ammo on one gun, you need to swap to your other one. You need to click the button to swap. What this thing does is it's going to automatically swap to the other gun, and you might think, wow, that's better for me, but truly it's not, because you really don't have a control over what gun you have. Say for instance, if you have a sniper, and you run out of bullets in your AR, you're automatically going to switch to that sniper, and it's very detrimental, especially when fighting close range. So I bet it's better to have it off than on, and it will help you because you already know what button to click for your secondary. Okay, so there's no point of having it on. Auto sprint. Now, if you come from Call of Duty or any of these major FPS titles or third person FPS titles, where not FPS, third person shooters, you might be used to clicking your left stick in to sprint, but for most modern games nowadays, you don't even need that. You can just leave it on auto sprint, and that clears up another button for you to toggle your left stick joystick for something else like jumping or something. This clears up a lot of buttons right here. Okay, not even a lot, it's just one button, and it helps a lot with your controller too, so you won't be breaking your controllers trying to sprint and everything like that. So have this auto sprint, have it on. Okay, you don't need it off. And double tap the sprint, you can have this off as well. It just correlates with this one right here. If you already have this on, then you don't need double tap the sprint at all. Okay, jetpack control, I have mine on hold because it gives me better control over the jetpack when I'm playing Valkyrie. But if you want to have yours on toggle, you can go ahead and do that. It's very personal preference, but I like mine on hold. Incoming damage feedback, I have mine on 2D because, like I said earlier, I play this game very a lot. I have over 5,000 hours in this game, so I already know where the damage is. I can pay attention to my screen. I can okay, I'm getting shot from here. A little red little thing will appear on my screen which direction I'm getting shot from, so I know, okay, I need to take cover here and there. You can have yours on 3D if you want, but like I said, I like mine on 2D because A is less visual clutter, and B is I'm used to have it on 2D. I don't need mine on 3D, but if you want to have yours on 3D, go ahead. It's better to have it on 2D anyway, for me personally. Taking damage closes out death box and crafting menu. Have this off, and especially if you're a new player, have this off, okay? Because when you're trying to learn new techniques like armor swapping and looting death boxes or crafting, if you get shot at, you will immediately get taken out of that thing, and you might think, okay, that's good, so I can get back into the fight. I can find out where I'm getting shot from. But like I said earlier, if you're learning a new technique, which is armor swapping, where you go inside of a death box that you see on the ground and you try to swap armor so you don't have to heal your shields, and you get back in the fight, what it's gonna do is if an opponent is shooting at you, it's gonna take you out that box, and you already know it's a long, as you can see, it's a very long time before you get right back in that box due to the delay of trying to get in here. So when you're getting shot at, you're trying to armor swap, you get shot at, you can tuck it down, they can go right back in it, and now you sacrifice 3 seconds of your time even trying to get their armor. So I recommend having this off. It will help you a lot, get better armor swaps and everything like that, and it'll help you under pressure. Let's see, off-screen portraits, have this on. It's very personal preference, but I like to have mine on because basically it just shows your it just shows this. That's all it does. It just shows this. Okay, I have mine on. I like it. Streamer mode. Okay, remember when I was talking about obituaries, right? If you play Rank, I recommend having stream mode onto all and anonymous mode able. I'm sorry, anonymous mode able. What that basically does is if you're in a fight, right, or if you're getting holded out by a zone, or you're trying to get to a better position in the circle, and you know what team is holding you out, like the 3 teams, like say for instance if there's a Newcastle, Gibraltar, and a Horizon holding you out, and you look at the kill feed and you hear shots coming from their direction, and you look at the kill feed and you see oh, Gibraltar went down, or the Horizon went down, you can okay, let me use this information to better position myself so I can get this piece of high ground or whatever cover they have, so I can be better positioned myself or for your whole squad. So it's better to have this on if you play Rank a lot, because it will help you it'll be easier call outs for your team. Usage sharing, I have mine on disabled because it doesn't really matter if you have yours enabled or disabled. Just have it off. It doesn't matter. Performance display, I have mine on. You can have yours off if you want to, but the reason I have mine on, and I want, like I said, this setting right here, you don't need it on if you're a new player or not. It's up to you if you want to see the FPS in your ping, but it does it gives you okay, I'm lagging, so something wrong with the servers. It's just things like that, just to see if you're lagging or not, or what's going on with your computer or your console or whatever you play on. Communication filter, and this setting right here is for game chat. If you want to have it, if you want to hear everybody in game chat, go ahead. But if you're streaming, I recommend having this on friends only or on nobody. It's if you're streaming, because some people do say some very questionable things in game chat and they might get you banned. So for me personally, I don't really care because no one really talks to game chat that much. I could just mute them in games. So you can have yours on everybody. It doesn't matter. Reticle. This is an interesting setting. They just gave us not too long ago. I think it was a year ago or 2 years ago. They gave us the ability to customize our reticles, and I recommend definitely taking advantage of this. New player or older player, I recommend taking advantage of this due to the fact that some areas in this map are very, very dark, and the red reticle, you might not be able to see it on certain like iron sights or certain sights and guns and things like that. So I recommend guys having this on and changing your reticle up to something very, very bright that's going to stand out, and it's going to have 3 or 4 different presets of what your reticle will look like in certain situations. So go over this and pick the best reticle for you. Okay, doesn't matter what color. There's no best color. There's not like, oh my god, use this color. It's whatever it is the brightest for you to be able to see better. Laser sight, you can change this if you want. It's not necessarily you don't need to, but if you want to, go ahead. But I have mine on default. And all this down here, you can have this off. You don't need all this, to be real, because if you need subtitles to hear what your characters are saying, then you need a headset, bro. Get a better headset. Controller. I don't play keyboard, so I'm not going to go over that. But controller right here, my button layout is jump and crouch for left stick and right stick. And this is what I was talking about from earlier when I said if you have your auto sprint on, it frees up a different button. Because in this game, you do not want to take your hands off here. You want to minimize the amount of times you take your hands off your joysticks, because your joysticks mean everything in this game, because this is a very high intense shooter. So you need to be able to move, jump, crouch without taking your your hands off your joysticks as of much. So I have my jump on right stick and my crouch on left stick. I use paddles, but when I didn't use paddles, this definitely helped a lot. But the problem is that you do develop some stick drift when you like playing this game a whole lot. So I recommend investing in some paddles or controller with paddles to help you not get as much stick drift. Okay, but if you don't want to learn that at all, if you don't want no paddles, the best presets I can recommend is Ninja, Evolved, or any of these presets. I'm pretty sure Button Puncher is a good preset as well. Anything that is it's a bunch actually no, Evolved and Ninja, let's see. Yeah, and Evolve and Ninja are probably the 2 best presets you can use if you don't play claw or if you don't have paddles. These presets give you the ability to have your jump and crouch on 2 different things where you don't not need to take your hand off the joysticks at all. So I recommend these 2 if you want to have the best advantage in the gunfights. I recommend these 2 abilities. You might have to relearn if you played this game before and you want to switch your controller preset. You might want to learn how to use your tactical ability on your whatever button it is assigned to. But it definitely can help you a lot. Okay. My stick layout is on default. If you're a new player, don't mess with this unless you played a game where your sticks were swapped or something like that. Go ahead. Interactive / reload button. If you're a new player, I recommend having this on. I recommend having it on hold to reload, and the reason why I say this is due to the fact like in this game you're gonna encounter a lot of fights that are behind doors or things like that. So say for instance, if you're behind a door, right, and you don't want to open this door but you want to reload your weapon, if you have yours on hold, you can hold down whatever button you used to reload and you will not open that door, and it can help you a lot in certain type of situations. Okay, because if you have yours on tap to reload and tap to use, what it's going to do is you try to reload and it's going to automatically prioritize the door opening other than your reload. So I definitely recommend having yours on hold to reload. It will help you a lot when those type of door fights and help you reload behind doors and things and whatnot. Crouch button. I have mine on toggle, and it's okay to have it on toggle. But if you want to learn certain movement techniques, have it on hold, and have it on hold will help you a lot. Learn how to super glide and things like that. It'll be a lot easier to do those movement techniques. My aim button. Everyone's aim button should be on hold. I don't know why you would have it on toggle. It just defeats the purpose of an aim button. You need to be able to hold down your aim to shoot. I don't know why anyone would have this on toggle. It doesn't make any sense. Survival slot button. If you're a new player, have this on. If you like to spin your heirloom, or if you want to inspect their heirloom or inspect their weapons a little bit easier without going through the emote wheel, because you can do it through the emote wheel as well. But me personally, I don't like doing that. But if you are a new player, have it on. For me, I have mine off because I'm used to going to my inventory and taking it out, even though it's detrimental to me, but I'm used to. I'm quick enough to take things out, so it's easier, a lot easier. Adaptive triggers, have this off. I don't care if you're on PS5, have it off, especially if you're a new player. Well, okay, with this setting, it basically, like, say for instance, if you have like a certain gun, it's gonna, like, I guess, adapt to that and gonna give you like a real feel of the gun, but you don't really need that. You know, you want to make this game as simple as possible for you to learn and to master before you start making little customizable tweaks to your settings. So have this off, guys. Okay, trigger dead zones, I have mine on none. And the reason why you want to have yours on none as well, especially if you're a new player, it gives you the least amount of, you won't have to click your trigger all the way in to actually do an action. You can just click it once slightly and it does an action. You don't need to like hold it all the way down to do an action. It helps with that as well, to be quick. Menu cursor speed. You want to get used to this right here, because this will help you a lot, especially when you're dropping things at your inventory and you're getting shot at. You can quickly get out of it. It helps a lot to have this all the way up, especially in armor. When you're armor swapping, it helps get the armor quicker. When you have a higher menu cursor speed, you get to the armor pretty quickly. So get used to having yours. Don't start where I'm at. Have yours like around here and just work your way up. Okay, just work your way up and try to be, I won't say try to, but make sure you're able to control whatever menu cursor speed you are at, because if you don't know how to control it, it will definitely mess you up, especially when you're trying to armor swap and things like that. You might overshoot the armor swap, like and you lost that gunfight. So try to get used to a certain one before you start tweaking yours all the way up. Okay, so like I said, if you're a new player, I recommend have your menu cursor speed at least like right here between the first tick of the trigger dead zone. Like after the first, so not before, but after the first tick, you want to have it like between there. Okay, if you're a new player. All right, this right here is the big setting, especially if you're on controller. All this down here is very important, so pay attention. Okay, so your look sensitivity in this game, you start off at 3, I think, and if you've played a first-person shooter and you don't like it, go to 4. And if you don't like 4, go to 5 and stop at 5. You don't want to go any higher to 6, 7, or 8, because with those settings you lose aim assist, and aim assist is very important. It's very powerful in this game. You don't want to lose your aim assist, because then you're at a disadvantage, because you only have your little two joysticks, so you need as much of an advantage as you can get. So have yours between 3 and 5 is the sweet spot. Okay, if you don't like it on 3, go to 4. If you don't like it on 4, go to 5. If you don't like it on 5, I don't know what to tell you. Get used to either 4 or 5, because if you go any higher, you will lose that aim assist, especially when you hit fire. You need aim assist to hit fire. Okay. Look sensitivity ADS. I have mine on 1. I'm gonna show you why in a minute, but I recommend if you're a new player, have yours between 3 and 5. 3 and 5 is okay. It's not too bad to have it on 5, but like I said, it's the same thing as the look sensitivity. Have yours between 3 and 5. Get used to whatever sense you pick. It has to be between 3 and 5. Don't go any lower and don't go any higher. Okay. Your pro optic settings, you can have these off unless you want to tweak a certain sensitivity for a certain scope. Go ahead, but I have mine off because I already tweaking mine in my AOC settings. I'm already tweaking it, so I don't need these on. Response curve. Now, there's only 3 response curves I recommend: classic, steady, and linear. And the reason why I recommend these settings is due to the fact classic, it's basically like Call of Duty sensitivity. You would get that Call of Duty feel with it, and it's basically what it does, right? It slows your aim down, like it slows it down and it speeds it up. It's like aim acceleration. That's what classic is. If you like that type of feel where your aim is slow and then fast, go for it. Me personally, I like mine just straight up. Like if I'm spinning this way, no speed up. There's no speed up unless like there's aim assist. There's aim assist right there, but there's no speed up. It's all linear. It's all linear feel to it. It's no speed up, there's no slowdown. If I want to go up, it's going the same speed up and down, left and right. But if you don't like that, go with classic. And I recommend steady if you want to. I don't really use steady. I've never used it. So I recommend classic or linear. It's up to you if you want to use it. But if you want to use linear, get ready for that stick drift, okay? If you don't like stick drift, go to classic. All right. Look dead zone. For me, when I'm on linear, I get a lot of stick drift. As you can see, if I put mine on none, I get stick drift. And it's not like this simple stick drift where it goes left or right. It goes in 5 different directions. It's just really, really random. And I don't like that because it messes with my centering of my crosshair. And I don't like anything messing with that. So I have mine on small. And I recommend having it on small too if you're playing linear. But if you're playing classic, I recommend have it on none because it helps you with recoil control a lot better. But if you cannot play classic on none and get like no stick drift or barely any stick drift, get a new controller, okay? Get a new one. That's a sign to get a new one. Movement dead zone, have it on small. If you have stick drift on your movement stick, then get a new controller, okay? Please do. Inverted look, go ahead and have it off. If you play games inverted, go ahead, I guess. Vibration. I understand you're a new player and you play games with vibration, but this game, take it off. Just take it off, turn it off. You don't need vibration when you're shooting. All it's gonna do is mess with your hands. That's all it's gonna do. It's gonna mess with your hands. It's gonna hurt your hands, especially if you're playing for a long period of time. It's going to hurt your hands. Have it off. You don't need it on, okay? Now, advanced foot controls. This right here, I do not recommend for any new player to even touch, okay? Actually, the only reason I recommend a new player to touch this is to make sure everything's on 0. Because if everything's on 0, especially in the pro, you don't even need to even have your pro optic settings on, but turn it on and put everything to 0 and turn it back off, and then put everything to 0 and keep these on because that's your aim assist, and turn this off. It will give you the real feel of whatever sensitivity that you have picked, whatever response curve you picked, whatever look dead zone you look sensitivity, ADS sensitivity. Having everything on off, it will give you that real feel of that sensitivity. I do not know why this game has this setting on where it messes with your normal sensitivity, but have everything on 0 and things like this, it definitely gives you the real feel of whatever sensitivity you're using, okay? But if you're a new player, like I said, that's the only reason you should be tweaking the settings. Do not be going in here messing with anything. Do not do it. And like I said, if you go in here and you're trying to mess with these sensitivity, especially if you're not experienced at this game, it will mess you up. It will make you not want to learn how to play this game ever, okay? So like I said, if you're a new player, learn how to use these first before you go dabble in the ALCs, okay? Learn how to use them first. And now I'm gonna explain why I have my hold on. Okay, now I'm gonna explain why I have my look dead zone on my ADS sensitivity on 1. Now, as you've seen before, you see my pro optic settings that were on, and they have like these values. For me personally, because I've already synced thousands of hours into this game, I went ahead and I went to go tweak my pro optic ADS sensitivity to have a more of a control over my aim. Do not do this if you're a new player, okay? Only if you have X amount, if you have 1,000 hours, 2,000 hours, and you know how to aim at things like that, go ahead and if you want to try something new, go in here and put your go back into your regular settings. Hold on, wait. Go back to your regular settings and put this on 1, and just go into your advanced look control pro optic settings and start tweaking it. Because what it does, it bleeds through it bleeds from your ALCs to your normal sensitivity, so you can tweak it up if you want to, okay? Go ahead if you want to, it doesn't matter. But if you're a new player, stick with this and this and this and this. That's it. Don't touch anything else. You don't need to worry about the top because I'm on PC. Your brightness, have it between 50 and 75, 70. Because some areas in this map are very, very, very dark. So you need to have your brightness up a little bit more, okay? Don't have your brightness on default, raise it up just a little bit. Don't make it too bright where you can't see certain areas, but make sure it's bright enough where you can see very dark areas in this map. because I know on console I'm pretty sure that there's no, like, the shaders are really bad. I think I can't remember, but I know that, like, the brightness on the console is not really optimized as well. Okay, field of view. If you're a new player, have it between 90 and 110, because if you leave yours on 70, you're not going to be able to see much of the map. Okay, you're not playing old school Call of Duty anymore. All right, a lot of games have FOV sliders. Make use of them. All right, so have yours between 90 and 110, and it does definitely help with seeing enemies, and B, your recoil control, because when you have yours so high, you're not, it's your visual recoil control, because like visually what you see is going to help you improve in game as well, because when you have your FOV so damn low, you're not, it just look like I can't even control the R9. I can barely control it, man. It just looks weird. But when I have my FOV all the way to 110, bro, it's a lot easier to control it. Even though I didn't one clip it because they nerfed the R9 a lot, it's a lot easier to recoil control, man. It's so much easier to recoil control, man. So have yours between 90 and 110, and it will definitely help you, okay, with recoil and seeing enemies. FOV ability scaling, have this disabled. The only reason you want to need this enabled, don't even have it enabled, because it basically messes with your FOV. It zooms it out first. Say for instance, if you're using Octane or Bloodhound's alt, it zooms it out first, and it just makes it weird. It messes with your screen, your FOV, and things like that. So having this disabled, it can definitely help with that. It just gives it a more of a clean look anyway. Sprint view shake, have this on minimal, because there's a lot of things on this map that shakes the ground and shakes your camera, so you don't want to get motion sickness while playing this game. Have it on minimal, and it helps with your, see, my screen isn't shaking at all when I'm running, but normal, it just shakes, man. All it does is just shakes, and it's weird. I don't like that. So have yours on minimal, okay? Everything down here from PC, I have mine on all this because I don't really care. I have a decent PC anyway. I don't really need all this on, to be real. I don't at all. Audio. Console, I know you have the advanced option like right here. So I recommend, if you like the lobby music, have it between 5 and 10. The same with the music volume. If you like the little music packs that you get out of the battle pass, or the little free packs you get from completing certain events, have it between 5 and 10, because all it's gonna do is just clutter your ears with unnecessary noise, especially when you're landing. When you're trying to land in the game, you don't need to hear the default music of the game. You need to pay attention around the map, who's landing near you and what's going on and how many teams are near. Because when you have that blaring in your ear, it's just way too loud to hear anything. And you already know, like, especially, like, I'm gonna use a real world example. Like when you're driving on a highway and you have your music blaring, and you really, like, it makes you unable to see because one of your senses is already being distorted with the music. So you need to turn it down to be able to see clearer. Same with this game. Have your stuff low. That's why I have my dialogue volume on 5. I don't need to hear what the hell Bangalore is pinging across the map. I don't care. I already know what she's pinging because I can see it in my kill feed, or near it. I can see, okay, she pinged a bruiser. Cool. All right. The only thing I recommend having on 100 is your sound effects. And this is your grenade throws, grenades landing on you, people near you, people shooting, and people walking near you. Have this on 100. Do not have it any lower, okay? Have it on 100. This game already has very bad bad audio, okay? Have it on 100, okay? And that's pretty much it, honestly. I appreciate if you stuck to the end of the video. I understand that this video is very just off-putting, but this is the best settings, the best tips I can give you regarding settings. That's it, really. All right, see you guys later.